Well, hello there, Mr. Insurance Dude or Ms. Insurance Dudette. I appreciate you jumping in here because we're going to be talking about purpose today. Last week, I tricked you and I said we were supposed to talk about purpose then, but no, we had to back up because we had to talk a little bit about the ego and how it may be the thing that prevents you from installing the 5 Ps. But I would suggest, or I would encourage you to put some thought into that and really look at that ego and see if it is preventing you. See if you're saying some of those statements that I ran over last time. But let's look at why purpose is so important and how it's your why and what it's going to do to affect your agency. But let's dive in after the first song. Here we go.
Insurance dudes are on a mission to escape being handcuffed by our agencies.
How? By uncovering the secrets to creating a predictable, consistent, and profitable agency sales machine.
I am Craig Pretzinger.
I am Jason Feldman.
We are agents.
We are Insurance Dudes.
And we are back. Welcome back. It's the Insurance Dudes. That is a great jingle. And subscribe, like, pound the subscribe button, I think is what the kids say. But we really appreciate you listening. So here it is, the first one, the first P, which is purpose. And I need to pull my note up because I have some things to go over here. So let's talk about the purpose of your agency and let's define it. So it is the first part of the 5 Ps. Now remember, the 5 Ps is the framework. It's the 5 things that we need to have in place so that we can then insert a high-powered offense into our agency, which is going to take us to the next level by getting us both income and equity, right? We want to focus on both, not just the day-to-day, what we'll be making and what we're going to pull home and what the cash flow is going to be, but also in growing the value of our book so that it is worth more and more and more so that we can insure ourselves against reduced comp, right? Nobody wants their comp to go down, and it's good that we don't, right? But we have to offset. If our percentages on comp is going down, we need to focus ultimately on the equity in the agency because that is going to be where we get our money back from our investment. And if we can increase income at the same time, at least paying for the inputs, then we're winning. So let's define the purpose. The purpose is the reason why your agency exists and the unique value it brings to your clients. Now, we talked about this before when I went into it, but we are going to go deeper. So it is very important. This is one of those things that for a very long time, I thought was kind of not a measurable thing. It doesn't have numbers. I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. I love data. And it is more challenging to really quantify purpose. It's more of one of those esoteric things that we have out there. But as we dove more into it, as we looked at the 5 Ps as being sort of the agency operating system, these are the things, these are the ways that our agency is going to operate. They're the non-negotiables. I realized that because these 5 Ps were in place, it facilitated putting that high-powered offense on top. Think of the agency with the 5 Ps as the tank and the high-powered offense, whatever that is, your marketing, in my case, the telefunnel is the gun, right? It's the turret on top that is just taking them down. So it's very difficult for that turret to work if the tank isn't there. We need the tank, and the tank is the 5 Ps. So having that clear purpose was super vital for my agency. It changed things. It really changed the way that I did a lot of things. And then as I brought on, as we started to grow and we were really putting some numbers down and having some incredible months, 250, 300,000 in premium, it all goes back to those things that we put into place for the turret, right? For that power, because we could write a ton of business, but if we don't have all of these things in line, then I think it's more of a luck. It's more of a short-term play than it is a long-term sustainable growth strategy. And that's what we want to do, right? Is create the long-term sustainable growth strategy, increase the income. And I know I'm going to say it. I've said it, and I'm going to keep saying those things. I have to drive that point home. We can't just focus on creating more income. We have to increase the value of our book. So having a well-defined purpose was super vital for the agency because it allowed me to change the way that I made decisions. because now I'm making decisions based on the purpose. And as we get into the principles that support the purpose on the next episode, we'll talk more about that. But having the well-defined purpose really allowed us to have a better understanding of the direction we wanted to go, of the ways that we could inspire the employees, and really to guide my own decision-making. And then ultimately, as I stepped out of the day-to-day decision-making role, it was that guiding light for my ops manager to make those decisions, right? So now I'm back more as a consultant type role, a marketing consultant working on driving business or driving activity to the agency so that then they can do those things that support the purpose. But everything that we do has to support and be in alignment with the purpose. Otherwise, it's a no. And what does that do for us, right? It really helps us differentiate our agency in the market. It helps us create a unique identity for ourselves, which is important. We want people to recognize us for our purpose. We want people to be attracted to working with us because of our purpose. If our purpose is to serve single moms who are struggling to make ends meet because they have kids and don't understand how to make these purchases on insurance, that's going to resonate with somebody, right? That's going to resonate with those folks. If our purpose is to help people who try to purchase internet or purchase insurance on the internet, right? That's leads, right? Internet leads. To help them understand it's not just about a quick transaction, that it's about being served and understanding their insurance, and how our purpose is to help them recognize the importance of the insurance and recognize what they currently have may not actually be protecting them, right? Being an educational component. So whatever it is, right? Whatever that purpose is, we have to make sure that it's well understood and that we use that purpose not only in our day-to-day in making sure that all of the other P's align with that purpose, but also that the purpose helps for the employees that we have and helps them to be more successful. Also, we're going to use that purpose in our hiring, right? So we're going to apply that purpose to our principles. We're going to apply that purpose to our people. We're going to apply that purpose to the processes. We're going to apply that purpose to our performance so that all of it is this ecosystem where everything funnels up and supports that purpose. In the same way that I was just thinking and reflecting just now, this is the way that the purpose was created. Our purpose here at the Pretzinger Agency is to educate and help folks who are looking for insurance and don't have the right coverage, to help them understand what they need and why they need it so that their families are better protected. Now, as a purpose, really important that we then do all of the things in our agency to support that. So this was really important as the guiding light in our training, in our marketing, in our onboarding, in our interviewing, in our hiring, in every facet of the agency. It's important to ask, does doing it this way support and align with our purpose? And as that purpose becomes more and more ingrained in the culture of the agency, the people and team that we bring in are going to further strengthen the culture, because now we're hiring towards the culture. We're hiring towards that purpose-driven culture that we've created. And voila, all of a sudden there's a lot of buy-in and we have folks that want to get it done, which is remarkable. That's the impact that you get, right? Because we installed purpose, we spent the time to lay down and navigate what was important to the team and what they thought would lead to the biggest impact when talking with people who are getting quotes for insurance, impact in them deciding to do business with us, impact in their lives and giving them the protection that they need, instead of just doing quotes and pitching product. That's not our goal. Our goal is to uncover and identify the holes that they currently have and help eliminate those so that they are properly covered, and then they can set it and forget it. So having a clear purpose was the first piece. It was the first piece. And this is my homework to you, is to sit down and think about, what is your purpose? What is your why? What is the passion that you bring to the table, and how are you going to use that passion to serve your clients and build this agency that makes an impact in your community, in your state, for all the people that you're talking to and then signing up? So go home, think about that, or be at the office, just start jotting down some ideas. Think about it. I'd love it if you put some ideas in the comments. And of course, if you're listening on the podcast forum, why don't you go ahead and put a comment in there as you're writing your review? We really appreciate it. So thank you. Next time, we're going to be talking about the second P, which is the principles. And these are going to be the things, the core values that help to prop up and support your purpose. Thank you for listening. We really love you guys and appreciate you. We will talk soon.